Hey, what's up? It's a Figure Hunter. Today we're looking at the Garmin Epix, and we're going to look at the battery life specifically. So this is like my final testing of battery life on the Epix with always on display, and we'll talk about the specs. I'm also going to compare it and just show the battery life comparison to the Garmin Fenix 7. This is the solar variant, but I haven't been getting much sun, although it did get a little bit over the last few days. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing for more. I am wearing these watches and flipping them back and forth and just getting a full taste and feel of what the experience differences are like for the Garmin Epix versus the Garmin Fenix 7, and we'll be doing individual reviews as well as a summary review of my experience so far in the next few days, as well as fully testing the heart rate accuracy on these larger watches for the Garmin Elevate 4.0 and comparing it to the Apple Watch and a Polar H10 chest strap as well. So lots of testing to come. So diving in quickly, so what did I do in this test? So I am just specifically testing the Garmin Epix battery life when using an always-on display set to medium brightness, which what they equate to is about 2/3 bright, and that's about 67%. So all of the basic, tracking aspects are on. I think in the last 5 days, it's been 3 workouts, and all the sensors are on. The pulse ox sensor is only tracking at night. I only did 1 GPS activity for a 20-minute run, so not a lot of GPS usage. I haven't been using music at all. I haven't been using, Garmin Pay or anything like that. So it's basically full use of sensors just in daily life, full use of the watch just in all the basic experiences and notifications, pulse ox for sleep, and not using the music or Garmin Pay or anything that might have an excessive drain on it. Same thing on the Fenix 7, actually, because I've done more, there's been more uncertainty around the Fenix 7 accuracy, and it's doing, we'll see in a second, much better or much differently. So I've been switching them every single day because I also want to force myself to experience each watch for a full day of use on my main arm, and switching them as well so that they're tracking and it pulse ox at night depending on the preferred activity tracker. So we're going to look at that. The Fenix, despite all the controversies, because I'm comparing it to the Epix and the brightness and the beauty of the screen, the illumination level, I am testing the Fenix 7 with the backlight set to 60%. Only on a wrist gesture does the backlight illuminate, and it's got an 8-second timeout. So other than that, they're basically the same. And this is the solar variant, but I'm not really getting a lot of sun, although there has been some exposure. I would probably say about an hour a day at the minimal levels to get the increase in battery life. So with that, we're going to look at them side by side and see what the results is. It has been 139.5 hours, and we're just going to go take a look at what the battery life remaining and show the calculation. So let's dive in. All right, so here we are 139.5 hours later, and we're going to check out the battery life still yet remaining. This is the Epix. I am loving the touch screen, and you might have got a sneak peek at the battery life there. So we're just going to push that in, and there it is, 17%. It says it's only got 20 hours left. 17%, I'll put down below what that equates to, 39.5 hours, divided by the 83% drain, how much this is draining per hour, as well as how long it would last. So 83% drain in just under 6 days. It's saying I'm down to hours now, but man, oh man, I really just am loving the screen. So that is really great news that the screen is targeting a week of battery life. That is just impressive. This is the Fenix 7, obviously the same experience here with just the overall likability of the touchscreen in my personal use. And when we check the battery status, 46%, 54% drain. So 54% drain in just under 6 days. Obviously, we'll put the stats of what that equates to, percent per hour drain, as well as just the total drain or estimated battery life. So there you have it with this. It does have the really crisp, clear, transflective screen versus some of the other Garmins that have been out there in the past with the Fenix 6 variants that had, some of them had less crisp and more bluish black washed out screens, and this does not have that. So there it is again in their full glory in comparison to how the screen technology looks. Let's talk about it in summary. And there you have it. So The Epix. Now, I did not do as many workouts, 3 workouts in 5 days and only 20 minutes of GPS usage. So it hasn't been testing as much there, because if you do a workout, there is an option to have the backlight always illuminating so you get a full view of all the data and all the stats. So it would have more of an effect on battery life. But we are targeting 7 days. You know, after 139 and a half hours, that is 5.8 days. To still have 17% battery life is incredibly great for an AMOLED watch. If you compare this to the Apple Watch, which you can eke out, if you don't turn always on, you can eke out like, you know, maybe a day and a half, maybe a full 24 hours, maybe 28 or 30 hours, so not quite a day and a half, and you're tethered to the recharge. This, we're targeting 7 days, so that just means at some point in general, if you just want to plop it on the charger over the course of a week, plop it on the charger for an hour, it should be able to keep up. Or maybe every 3 to 4 days, just keep, you know, pop it on the charger for an hour, and it'll just rejuvenate and continue to have this long, so you don't have this sort of inflexibility of being tied to a, obviously tied to a charger. In the Fenix 7, obviously, the backlight is jacked up to 80% because I did want to test the experience with utilizing the backlight versus the Epix, and we are targeting 11 days. 11 days for it to have only 53% drain in 5.8 days is so much better than some of the initial testing, and I don't know what happened, and I think the hard reset and recycling the battery or recharging it over a number of cycles has made the battery life more settle into its own. So we are targeting 11 days with that backlight turned up to 60%. So incredibly good usage there. Again, this is the solar variant, so it could be getting a day and a half to 2 days extra would be my estimate. So on the Fenix 7, if you take out solar, you might be at 9.5 to 10 days of full battery usage under these conditions and specs. So that is it, the final heart rate testing for the Garmin Epix as well as the Garmin Fenix 7. I cannot wait to tell more in the details to come about my comparison of usage and the full review for the 7, full review for the Epix, and the heart rate accuracy still yet to come. Fit Gear Hunter, thanks so much for watching.